it's Wong's World 3, almost.
Definitely is Long World 3.
I love it. I think I need to pan the camera down just a bit. So why don't you talk and welcome the people to the show? It's the Conscious Club Podcast.
Just be careful. We have a lot of things going on.
Oh, it's fine.
Hello. I am your fearless co-host, Victoria. And I'm here to talk about Cory Wong and all that's been happening since, I think, February is the last time we left off with talking about the guys specifically. This is our second podcast back in action here since the world went to hell in a handbasket. We're surviving. We are some of the lucky ones over here. We're feeling grateful, and we're trying to do as much as we can to stay positive.
No idea how grateful we are to be alive. Oh my gosh.
I'm very grateful.
Excuse us, guys.
This is our very first podcast in the living room. Let us know how you like this setup. Who knows? Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. We're just trying everything out to see what sticks. This was quite a feat that Indy had to take on today. This took him a long time to execute, and I am so proud of him.
You know, I often think of myself as a heavy hitter, but there are times like this where I am very, very wrong.
No, you did a great job. What do you mean? You're not wrong. You did a great job.
Just, it's the Conscious Club Podcast. This is what people come for.
What, you being
it's
overly...
for the chaos.
What's it called?
Humble, overly humble.
So much humility, this guy.
No,
dripping in humility, this guy.
Dripping. If Bruno Mars is dripping in finesse, I am dripping in humility. And I don't know how much. Does that bring my humility down?
Yeah.
If I say I'm humble?
Definitely. You just got knocked down a lot of notches. Humble people don't say they're humble.
Right. It's like smart people don't say they're smart.
Exactly.
Right. I feel like the camera's so far away that I feel like you're a foot taller and 5 feet in front of me.
I'm also sitting on something because I'm short, and we had to make sure that my head goes over the laptop.
Oh, okay.
So that's part of the reason why I look tall. I'm not.
All right. To get this podcast started,
5'3".
how about we sit at equal lengths or heights?
Do you want to sit on a blanket?
Let me forever change the smell of this blanket.
Oh, great. That's great.
Or these two blankets.
Oh, wonderful. You're going to be really tall now. Now
Not
you're...
if I slunk.
Don't
Not if I
slunk
slunk.
too much. Your head's now out of frame.
No, we're not equal. I want to have
Sit on one.
an era of Kamala Harris.
Great. He sat on the better of the two blankets. Glad about that. Thankfully, I'm doing laundry tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Well, oh gosh. Ugh. I need a minute, but I don't. It's the Conscious Club Podcast. This is the kind of stuff.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready too.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready too.
There's a lot of things that we need to talk about. First of all,
Well, before we dive in, sorry to stop you, but don't we have links and Instagrams and things that we used to do? Does it matter that we do that at all?
I mean, it's in the bio, isn't it? But I mean, we can talk about it. We have an Instagram. It's at the Conscious Club Podcast.
At the Conscious Club Podcast.
On Insta.
It's it's a regurgitation of Vulf.
You're a hot mess.
For the audio listeners, I apologize. And for the video listeners, I apologize. But yes, this is the Conscious Club Podcast. It's the #1 podcast in Vulfpeck. If you're guys new to the show, welcome.
Welcome.
This is a show where we, if you haven't noticed already, we just dive deep into the Vulf sphere, into the Vulf-isms. And this is a safe space for funk and funk
I wouldn't say it's
adjacent.
necessarily a safe space, to be completely honest. We kind of roast people on like funny funk stuff and things like that. Like, we do have a rotisserie that occurs.
Would you agree that it's half a safe space and half a space where throwing shade is welcomed?
I would say it's I would say it's more of a discussion and deep dive into the world of Vulf more than a safe space.
Like if you look back on episode 17 with our friend Justin Wright, I would think that it does fall along the lines of that, right?
I don't know. We're figuring it out. It's only episode 48. Is it a safe space? Is it not? I like to roast people at times. Indy's more of less of a roaster, but
no, I'm a roaster, but I have staunch opinions about things.
So do we. We both do.
Yeah.
And we disagree at times, so it's kind of a discussion / I don't know. I mean, sometimes we butt heads on stuff, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
That's why podcasts are fun,
That's
right?
exactly right. Yeah, it would be boring if we were just like, yeah. But anyway, follow us at the Conscious Club Podcast on Instagram.
That's right.
Also, the fan art that usually is contributed by Cody Sen at Cody Sen Paintings.
Not today,
on Instagram.
fellas.
Sorry, we're going on a way. I know,
Listen,
Danny, you get it, right?
We're going to have a permanent setup. Oh my God, sorry. I just blew a lot of air into that. I apologize. We're going to have a more permanent setup at some point. But right now we're in the midst of, I don't know, a rebrand? A new beginning?
I think it's a renaissance.
A new beginning, yeah.
You know, at first it was, let's get all these episodes out. Let's cover everything in the Vulf sphere. Let's be the receptacle of knowledge other than the Google Doc and the Facebook group, which is already very rich in culture. I got to say, you know, I think a podcast about Vulfpeck is warranted. And also, I think it's highly needed. Also, highly underwatched. Come on, guys.
I know.
Like Danny Good.
That's all we got.
Where you at? Like, you guys have clout in the Vulf sphere. We don't. We're just a measly commenter.
Yeah,
you
I don't
guys
know.
have the attributions
Also-
next to your posts.
Also, how did we make the first, like, Vulfpeck podcast? I feel like
Right.
of all the
We're
Vulf
idiots.
people, of all the people who are, like, in the Vulfpeck and, like Drake Martin, of course, and, like, all those people that are, like, the
Vehemently
Vulfers.
Vulfpeck. Yeah.
Like, how did we end up making the first Vulfpeck podcast? I feel like we barely, like, do any engagement there. Like, we really fly under the radar. Like,
I know. I feel like where we are in podcasting, we aren't in the comment section. Like, I feel
no, we're not.
Like, I feel if people knew about the podcast, wink, wink, Danny Wood and Danny Good, and Drake
Yeah, nobody
Martin
knows this
and Tamberwolf.
exists.
Nobody knows this exists.
Nobody knows this is existing.
And by the time they pop into an episode, they're going to see what there was 47 others than the 48th one. Holy crap! There's a body of work.
we
here.
do have a
And
body.
yeah,
We got all that.
we have bodies. That is correct.
We have too much bodies.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, no, but I agree. But, you know, this is a podcast where we bring to light what others are bringing to the surface, right? Right?
Yeah, we fully reveal what has already been slightly exposed.
Right. Also, the Danny Wood, the Danny Goods, the Tamberwolves of the world. We want to know, would you buy a hat? Would you buy a mug? What would you buy if there were TCCP merch?
I don't know. The holidays
Should we
are coming
survey?
up. Is it gross if I put my foot here? Yeah, sorry. Apologies.
It's not gross.
I don't know.
Not to Tarantino.
Some people have a really big foot phobia, so I want to be cautious to those individuals, I guess.
We have 80 subscribers and 23 views
The
each
foot phobic
show.
are going to completely crash.
I think
our group.
the spectrum of the humans on Earth that you're going to affect with your foot are very minimal at this
True.
point. But hey, you never know. In the future, could be a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, guys, enough
have a
about
lot to
us.
do.
Enough about the show. This show is about Cory Wong. It is Wong's world. I.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
We're going to be picking up in April here. We're going back in time. We're picking up in April when Mr. Wongster decided to do something absolutely earth-shattering and spectacular and honestly amazing. And I am so excited we get to talk about this today.
Would you agree? Got completely overshadowed by COVID.
1000%.
Completely
Which is not
overshadowed
okay.
by the Vulf release. and the Fearless release.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
We'll have to take this ad out for you guys.
Sorry.
Because Tori here doesn't do ad blocker.
I do have ad blocker.
Oh, you don't?
I do.
Oh, I apologize. Oh, there is a little check mark up there.
Right?
Oh, I think YouTube updated their terms. You have to like update the app you use. Anyway, it's the Conscious Club podcast.
We're starting in April.
If you're
here.
this far, you're a watcher.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we're starting in April here. And we're going back to when Mr. Wongster decided that he had the audacity to bless the world with some incredible tunage.
Yeah.
With the Metropole Orchestre. And I want to share the song that really touches me. And I also want to read the bio of this because it's just so touching that he wrote the song for his daughter. And I just have to share it with you guys.
Ellie Wong?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Directing.
1000%. So while we listen to this amazing song, I want to read this description for you.
Please do. Yeah, let's do it.
When my daughter was a few weeks old, it was December, and we were walking around the city for the Holidays Parade. Holidazzle? Holy ass.
You were correct.
Let me make this full screen. I'm like literally legally blind and trying to read this. Okay.
She kind of is.
Holidazzle Parade. We were watching all of the bright lights and people dressed up as huge Christmas lights and ornaments. A light snow and not the typical bitter Minnesota cold. A perfect night to be out. We went out to enjoy the holiday spirit, and so did seemingly everybody in the city. It was a joyful chaos. People all around with their families, hot cocoa, bells, and whatnot. Ellie was asleep in her stroller, as peaceful as could be amongst the hustle of the outside world. I kept hearing this tune as a piano lullaby where she's so innocently sleeping, yet so much happening around her. It was something that made me reflect on my own world as an adult, needing to find peace, comfort, and joy when there's chaos around me. In this tune, the role of Ellie is played by the piano, and the role of chaos is played by the drums and string section, and the role of dad is played by the guitar.
Of course.
I just love it.
You know I'm the emotional type.
So he's on the verge of just exploding in tears here.
Yeah. Go down on here. I mean, while she was reading that, I mean, you could see the Dannies, all the Dannies.
Last night,
tearing up.
last night we were watching
What did
How
I
I Met Your
cry?
Mother. We were watching How I Met Your Mother last night, and Indy might have been 1 or 2 drinks in, I think. And this thing came on.
The scene where Barney and his mom.
His mom basically fesses up that she lied about that his father was, what's his name?
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
It's ridiculous.
And there's a flashback of him as a kid, and Indy just explodes into tears.
Yeah, well, my mom was bleach blonde, but I was born blonde, and Barney's blonde as a kid.
And his mom's blonde as well.
Yeah, and my mom passed in December, so it was a whole
it was a whole thing.
It was a whole flurry of emotion, and the fuel to it was the Tullamore Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is whiskey, by the way.
Could you be esoteric and let people Google it?
Okay, whatever. And so then after that whole episode, he goes, "Do you think I'm more in touch with my emotions than you?"
Oh, I do remember saying that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was very concerned. He was like, because he always is the one to like cry at stuff in shows or movies or whatever, and I'm always just sitting there. And he goes, "Are you am I more in touch with my emotions than you?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I think it's great. I wish I could be more like that.
Dude, a what's the organization for a better life? What those ads where it's like
Organization?
where it's like those stereotypical ads on TV where it's like the there's a guy sitting on a bus and it's full and a pregnant woman gets on and he gets up and goes, here you go, have the seat, and he goes, pass on. The organization.
Never
for
seen that ad.
Yeah, no, look it up. Organization for a Better Life.
The hell?
It might not be organization. The Danny Wood.
That's the most vague organization.
Organization for a Better Life bus ad. Bus ad. Yeah.
Is it this kindness boomerang?
No. Could you copy and paste what you copy and paste that into Google? Yeah. Organization for a Better Life. Passiton.org. That's who it is. Passiton.com. Yeah, pass it on. Yes.
I hate it.
No, but pass it on. Good stuff. Go to the videos. Go to the video portion.
Oh, no.
There's got to be the bus one. Where's the bus? Gratitude, kindness.
This one. The
respect.
respect.
Yeah, your respect. Do the respect one. Guys, this is what I'm talking about here. Right? We need more of this in our lives.
Oh, we're going to get flagged for that.
You can go down all the way. But essentially, this guy just gives up and, gives the seat over to the old woman. Like, respect, like, pass it on.
Yeah, I always did that in Chicago. I
love how you were really quick to throw shade on passiton.com.
No, here's the thing, though. Like, I think, commercials for this is really corny because I feel like if you're a genuine person and you pass it on in your daily life,
right,
then that's amazing, and we all should be doing that. But an asshole that sees this ad for Pass It On isn't all of a sudden to be like,
no,
I have to pass it on.
No, I completely understand that portion of the crowd, but the portion of the crowd that is in touch with their emotions more than their girlfriend or their significant other, somebody like me who views this actually takes it in for what it is and actually elongates the 30 seconds that it's allotted on TV and kind of internalizes it and go, I've been in a situation where I could have done that and didn't. Maybe I should have done that. So I think it's not those assholes, those a-holes.
Yeah.
You already aren't getting them.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like it's the people
people in the middle who could be nicer.
Internalize it, right?
The white privilegey
right.
People that might be open to changing.
Yeah, try to find the most cringy one that you can find here.
I don't know.
A
lot of them
the
look
get along
really
looks
bad.
really stupid.
Which one is that? Yeah, that one looks bad.
I mean, I am for all of these videos, by the way. The good examples. Please play good examples.
Where
I
is
love
that?
that guy. Yes.
Oh no.
This is a Vulfpeck podcast, guys. Sorry.
Pull in front of me.
That's my dad. That's me.
Daddy,
Terrible editing.
please don't say words like
Me.
that.
Yeah, we gotta cut all
That is literally my parents.
I gotta say, it's the worst. Like you could have done that so much better. Like this is the worst editing ever. I gotta say.
That's
anyway,
kind of
let's move on.
relatable,
Pass it
though.
on. But you get what I'm saying. Like it's that sentiment that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That we got on this tear because me crying because I'm a fucking I'm a crybaby. But
No, I think it's good.
no, but I was saying like when you were reading that and I was hearing the Cory Wong music, it reminded me of watching those ads. I cry at those ads. I'm sorry. I think the passiton.com people. I'm sorry when it comes on and I've had a little, like I'll see the ad and I'll go like I haven't done that as much as I should have done in my head, and then I'll go
Regret.
next time. You know what I mean? And it's an internal thing, and people who are not willing to internalize things and internalize their thoughts and really try to be self-aware of who they are. It's not for them.
Yeah.
It's for the people who are like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the Cory Wong's World 3.
So I also wanted to play this one because it's like one of my favorite of all of them, other than Ellie, that he oh my god. Sorry, another ad. This is why we don't use my laptop.
How about we can cut it anyway.
Okay.
Welcome to the Conscious Club. Wow,
Okay.
we got ad block installed on the Chrome interface. Welcome here.
Thank you,
Hello.
my personal IT man.
Of course
I
you
want
Fell in
to.
love with an IT member.
Thank God, else I'd be screwed. Okay, so I want to play this one because it's one of my favorite things that they did, and it just reminds me of a movie score, and I love it.
Hans Zimmer vibes.
For sure.
Straight Hans Zimmer vibes.
Who are the 8 people who disliked this? Because you deserve to burn. Another reasons.
It's the 8 people who are jazz purists. Ooh. Look at that. Is there a description for this at all?
The album, it was produced, mixed, and mastered by Cory Wong.
You know, Tori, I gotta say,
What's up?
Cory Wong, of all the members in Vulfpeck, other than I want to put an asterisk around Joe Dart, because
Oh, okay.
Joe Dart, I think, is like a nugget of gold that
He is.
can be dispersed among any talent.
Totally.
Right?
Any band.
Right, he's versatile. Right,
Very
he can be the best in anything. So I want to say, I want to take him out of the running for Vulfpeck because he could be good in anything.
100%.
Right? But I'm saying of the other members, the Woodies, the Jacks, the Theos, the Corys, of every other member, I gotta say Cory is the most put together. And even though he may not have the track record that Theo has in the music industry, like being in LA and have all the heartbreak hits and like all that kind of shit, Cory brings a different taste to it.
So professional. Professionalism.
Professional, but also like a
Chill.
I don't know how to a chill, but
Relatable.
how do you say a chill machine gun? Because that's what he is. He's a
Honestly.
chill machine gun because you can't go a couple months without seeing a new release from Cory Wong. You can't go a couple months or a couple weeks without seeing something new from him because it seems like he has an undying urge to get out everything that he has inside within him. And if you've been watching his content, which we'll get to later on the podcast, you can see that he is a guy who recognizes every single valuable moment in his head, writes it down or records it on his phone and moves on, and then comes back to it later and goes, this is gold. Let's do this. Let's produce it. It's a great. It's even a great way of productivity. Not even just music. It's just a great way of whenever you come up with an idea that you think is really good, really iron it out.
You have to write it down or record it.
Record it.
Or write it
Put
down.
it away, and then when you come back to it later, go, oh, I really have time to develop that now. Come back to it, and it's a little bit of nugget of gold, and you can work from it and really make a skeleton around it.
And this isn't just for musicians. I'm an artist, and this is what I do in my life, in my personal work. You always have your phone by you. I have my notes section just going. So if I have an idea in the middle of the night, I just got out of the shower, if I'm sitting on the couch, or if I'm out running errands, I can go to my notes section and write down my idea. Even at a stoplight, which don't come after me, California. I won't do it while driving. But at a stoplight, just write down your ideas, because then you can go back to those notes and look.
Right.
And I mean, if you ever feel like you're lacking creativity and you don't know what to make anymore, and you feel like I'm in a rut, you go to those notes and you can do any of that, and it will spur a creative goal line for you.
Because here's the thing, and I know if you're an artist and listening to this, you know this already, but when the creative flow is there, it's there. Mm-hmm. And you kind of can't, you either have to go with it, jump in the river and go with it, or wait for another time for when that comes again. Like, when are you going to be in the mood to really dedicate 3 or 4 hours to something that you really want to do? Like, it really takes a little bit of prep, a little bit of intent. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to spend an increasingly amount of time on something, it's got to be worthwhile. Mm-hmm. You definitely do that with your art. Like, I see, like, if you go on her Instagram, it's at Victoria's Magic Art. No dot
anymore. I was finally
like the destinations that you were doing, like
my travel posters.
Travel posters. Yeah, it's it's like, okay, well, for this month I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. These few weeks I'm doing this.
100%.
And then after that, you just continue working on. And then when it gets to be a year, months, however long ahead, you get to go, well, that was really art. I put a perimeter around it. I said it's done, and it's done.
Yeah.
Anyway, comment below on what you think on the creative process that we've been talking about. I think
anyone can relate to it. If you're a writer, if you're an artist,
right.
If you're any kind of a creative, a musician, write it down, record it.
Yeah.
Just do the thing.
Do the damn thing.
So I want to talk about the vinyl for this, which I thought it was a brilliant idea to do a vinyl of this, and it's unfortunately sold out.
Yes.
But I just wanted to look at it here. I think it's a really cool minimalist orchestra kind of composition in the back with him and his classic Cory Wong outline, and it's just amazing. It's something great for a collector who collects all of his work. It's just goes with it beautifully.
Now, a thing I'm thinking when I'm seeing this, like Q rates.
What's up?
Right?
Yeah.
Does he do Q rate, or does he have? Do you know about his vinyl process at all? Because I know that I don't know if he does the paid in full Q rates where he gets everything shipped to him and he distributes from there, or if he completely does a completely off.
I have no idea.
Non-crowdfunded vinyl. Danny Woods, we're relying on you.
Yeah, I want to know if he uses Q rates for his.
Yeah. Knowing Cory, it's like, I don't know. He doesn't really take the Jack route, other than the video aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's taken what Jack did really well and does that.
And did a spin on it. Yeah.
And then does the spin on it. But then also, like, the vinyl game, Cory, I think, is going like, we've said in previous episodes, like, hey.
He's done it better.
I think he sees the customers of Vulf complaining and go, I can do this a little bit better.
Do you know? Sorry, I really interrupted you.
No.
Do you know how many copies Vulf usually does? Is it 100?
Oh, it's way more than that.
Okay,
I think
that's what I thought.
2,000.
That's what I thought.
2,000, I think.
So I think Cory is doing it better, but on a smaller level, and that's why he's able to do it better. Because he's only doing 100 copies. They're all signed. He has them done beforehand. He's not doing
500
Q rates.
available.
He's not doing Q rates shitty shipping where it's from Q rates. Like, he's sending it from his freaking living room. You know what I mean? His kids are packing them up. So,
but is it a Q rates order?
It might be beforehand. And
like
then,
he buys them all. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll have to get the Wongster on the show.
I know. I really
we have
need
to
know.
really grow our wings here and reach out.
Know. Also, I'm interested to look at what sheet music he has because that's really cool. Vitamin lead sheets. This is really cool. I had no idea that he had sheet music on here. I knew Ketosis.
Yes.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. But I just wanted to, talk about his vinyl situation again. And did I just exit out of everything? Oh my god, I'm such trash. Where's my Google sheet? Oh no.
Boom, boom, boo, doo, boo, boo, boo,
Now you guys are gonna see my email. Oh my god.
I'll cut this. It's
Thank
fine.
you so much. Sorry, Buggy. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Okay, we're back.
You are not dumb.
So I want to talk about next something really cool that the Wongster released in July. So we've moved from April to July now, which is his plugin announcement.
Ooh, I remember this. Yes, the Archetype.
Gotta say, love the editing on this video. I think it's really bright and fun. And goes with Cory's aesthetic as well.
That under the desk shot of him, trucking forward. Beautiful.
I love it.
I know what I'm buying in the near future.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Let's skip
When I
around.
get more into music. I dig it.
That's cool.
Neural DSP. Love
I want to go to their website so we can see where to buy it here.
it. Nice.
I love the vibe of the plugin. I think
Yeah.
it's super vintage. It
Clean.
goes with Cory and Vulfpeck, really. That Vulfpeck blue, and Cory
Right.
uses that blue as well in some
It's
of his
that
stuff.
Cory Wong sound of Vulfpeck in a visual
Yeah, and it has the stripes.
mode.
And he's our stripe guy. Like, it's
Right.
just great. And I love the pink. He uses that pink color
I
as
love
well.
the font.
I love the
I
font.
love the Cory Wong little logo. It's great.
I think it's
It's very
great.
Cory Wong.
Super cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get
I
this.
love the vibe of this. Go support Mr. Wongster if you're a musician. And then he also has been doing more long form videos recently, which is cool. But he started doing them first of all for, I think, the Archetype.
Right.
And then they started going from there, which kind of leads us into the newer stuff that he's been doing. He's been doing a lot of more informational long form content on his YouTube channel. He's been showing you behind the scenes of how he edits and mixes his stuff, his creative process, what he's been doing while working from home during quarantine, and he's been able to make two amazing records, 2 singles during quarantine, which is like crazy and amazing, and I expect nothing else from him. His work ethic is impeccable and like super, honestly, goals.
Right.
Love
and
him.
you know, years from now, listening back on them, you won't know it was produced in a
No.
pandemic. Like it's a Cory Wong single. It would have sounded the same. I mean, may have sounded a little different if they were doing a session, but it's a Cory Wong session. But I also think, like, you know, he doesn't let things stop him from producing.
No.
You know, yeah, this is such a Cory Wong ideal. You know, it's his shtick that you know, you gotta deal with what you got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have musicians in other places who can't come to you. Well, they're musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Record it at your house. you know how to, like you can get a clean signal from a musician. You know what I mean? Like it's not that hard to get a nice clean signal out of somebody from their home. It's just controlling it.
Yeah.
Like right now, our AC's on. It's been on this whole time, and
That's because
it's a little annoying. I'm sorry.
In LA, and we can't do anything about it.
Right.
It's either this or Indy melts into a puddle and has a meltdown, and I do the same thing.
Yeah. Except I'm a literal puddle.
A literal puddle.
No. Anyway.
So I want to talk about what Cory was doing during this quarantine, which we're still in. His first song that he released, besides the Meditation album with John Batiste, which we'll talk about, but his first thing that he released was a song called Blackbird. And
yes, the cover.
He kind of, from what I saw on social media, was a little bit not too sure about how to approach getting back into music during these times, just because everything has been so insane. But I feel like
you don't know if you're tone deaf or not,
and I feel like Blackbird was the way to do it, because that song, originally written by the Beatles, was a song about race and about the issues that have been really prevalent in the past few months. And I want to talk a little bit about what the song Blackbird was written about in the 60s.
Yeah.
So basically, when it was written, Paul McCartney said that Blackbird was written about the unfortunate state of race relations in the United States in the 1960s. And the lyrics, "You were only waiting for this moment to arise," was about the black people's struggle in the southern states in the 60s. And he was using the symbolism of a blackbird. He said, "It's not really about a blackbird whose wings are broken, it's a bit more symbolic." And I think that this song for Cory to cover and come back in with after the murder of George Floyd and all the protests, he lives in Minnesota. Like, he's right by Minneapolis. And that really shook him from what I saw on Instagram, like it did everybody else. And I think that was a perfect way to come back, was to show like his solidarity with the movement and everything that was going on. And I think it was the perfect way to come back. And then also Paul McCartney said in 2018 that Blackbird should be interpreted as Black Girl in the context of the civil rights troubles in the southern 1960s U.S. So I think that was like the perfect way to kind of come back into music. And here's Mr. Cory Wong.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
And I love that he's singing, because like he doesn't always sing on everything. This is only his second singing song, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the first few, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Round Wound Media LLC.
So yeah, this was July 3rd.
It sucks how it takes what happened for us to even know that Blackbird was a song about race.
Yeah, I mean, I knew.
I didn't know.
I knew.
I just thought it was an iconic song.
I knew about it. Just because I'm such a fan of the original. But
I don't know. My mom's passed, but she played it a lot. I'm pretty sure she had no clue about it. I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe since she lived through that era, maybe it is known. I don't know. Like what? Like if you lived through that era, do you know that Blackbird is a song of the race struggle from the 60s?
I think if you're a big fan of the Beatles, you probably know about the meaning of the song. But if you're not, maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of music back from that era, a lot of it was coded. They're not going to straight up just say like
Black Lives Matter.
Black people, black girl. Like they're going to use terms like Blackbird because there was a big majority of the population that would not support the music.
Right.
If they were straightforward and not symbolic with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's weird because like my aunt who's very let's just say crazy on the right side and religious side, but she is the biggest Beatles fan ever. Ever. Has all her, like just complete like everything Beatles to her. If you told her that Blackbird was about that, since she's so Republican, she'd probably think you're lying. And like,
Yeah, of course.
you know
They
what I mean?
always
Like,
deny
because
stuff.
what you mean Blackbird actually means Black Lives Matter?
Well, that didn't exist back then, but there was other movements,
But
the civil rights
It's
movement. Yeah.
basically just like not necessarily code, but it's art.
Yeah.
You know, it's a poetic expression of that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting that we're like, you know, when we read that little excerpt from Paul McCartney, it's like we're going through that right now. It's like there's nothing other than, you know, the Civil Rights Act. It's like we're echoing. It's the same things going on over and over again. You know, and it's like we're just going to be shown this until it changes.
Yeah.
We're just going to be like, you guys ready to change?
History is going to continue to repeat itself until we all take a really hard look at what happened in the past and what's happening now and try to change it.
Right.
And until everyone is willing to open their eyes and not be ignorant, things are going to continue to happen.
Like, it comes down to a simple ideal. Like, you're going, like, if, you know, heaven and hell exists and all this dogmatic things exist, it all comes down to how you treat people.
Yep.
If you treat other people nice, you'll be okay.
Exactly. That's literally all it is. The golden rule. Treat other people how you want to be treated.
Right. And, you know,
Period. The end.
it gets perverted really quickly, really easily. It's like, you just got to go back to that.
Yeah.
And that's really where you can, if you're on the fence on any decision, you can just kind of go back to that thought and go, okay, this is where I land.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, and then I thought it was really cool that Cory, after Blackbird, put out Bluebird.
This is the police version. Blue Lives Matter.
No, how dare you? He
just
has
kidding.
some rainbow in him.
I know.
He's pro LGBTQ plus A plus.
I'm just you know, throwing my virtue signaling through here as a in jest. It's in jest. We know Cory is in it for the good reason.
Yeah, but I just love how on his singles and EPs they're facing each other.
Right.
It's again dusk to dawn, like his albums, dusk to dawn, and then Blackbird, Bluebird, day, night. Like
Right.
we're going through the darkness and we're going to see the light. Like
Right,
that's
and
what it's about.
Right. He posted them backwards intentionally
Yeah.
so that it would be day night
Yeah,
when you saw it. Because it's how it works in real life. It's day night.
yeah.
You know.
Or is it
So it's
night day? Chicken and the egg.
No, he said he said in one of his videos he posted it backwards intentionally so that they would pop up dawn, dusk. Because
So
that's how
cute.
it works.
Night day. Yeah.
Anywho.
So Bluebird, and then I want to talk about the albums that he's released lately. During all the craziness in May and June, he released Meditations with John Baptiste,
Yes.
which is a really amazing album.
Talk about an album that got forgotten. Jeez.
I know. Well, this was during a really bad time. This was May 29th.
Yes.
This was 4 days after George Floyd was murdered that they had to release this. And Cory felt really kind of, I guess, uncomfortable in a way.
Well, here's
At
a little thing on that, because the way Apple Music and Spotify works is that you have to upload the music, I think, 2 weeks before it goes live.
Yeah.
So
They didn't know.
this was uploaded
happen.
and scheduled to go live before George Floyd was
Of course.
dead. Yeah. So it happened, and also I think when it did happen, and then this coming out, I also felt like it was, even though it was a happy accident in
I agree.
that it was a
This is what we all needed during that time.
It was a artistic reaction to, or a solution to an anxiety that we all had at the time, where it's like we can just take a half hour to kind of go through this and quiet down, even though I don't know, it just felt very needed.
And that's why
Yeah.
Cory at the end of the day felt okay with it. From what I saw on social media, is just that, you know, he wasn't too sure how this was going to pan over, but he does feel like this is something that everybody needed at that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, the songs Prayer, Teardrops, Lullaby, like that all, I think, really kind of fit with what we were all feeling at that time, too. Yeah.
And, you know, you can argue it's not Cory Wong. It's Cory Wong. It's John Baptiste. and
Yeah.
Cory Wong. It's not a Cory
It's-
Wong endeavor.
No, it
It's
was
a John
something they
Baptiste.
did together. Yeah.
Which is an interesting thing where you can kind of go, hey, let's do something outside of both of our things.
Mhm.
Like, hey, we're both kind of reputable.
Mhm.
Let's both do it. Almost like a Woody and Jeremy
Mhm.
type thing. I don't know.
It's really cool. I hope they do more together because this album in total is really great.
Yeah.
I think that this would be an amazing vinyl too, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think this would be a great thing to put on.
It would be good to meditate to.
Yeah.
Just hearing the literal grain
Yeah.
in the wax.
Yeah, and it's 32 minutes in total. Like that's
It's an LP.
pretty good. Yeah. And then I want to go into what we've already kind of touched on just a little bit, but his new albums, Trail Songs, Dusk and Dawn here. I was really, really kind of glad that this style of music came out during this really weird, crazy time. I just feel like folk
Yeah.
music in general kind of makes everyone feel better. And this is one of my favorite ones from Dusk. I love this new cover art style that he has for both Blackbird, Bluebird, and for Trail Songs. I love this new cover art style. Beautiful. And the music is really beautiful too.
Yeah, it's Cory Wong, man. You know, I think I also really am curious to see how Cory would look professionally had he never been in Vulfpeck, had he never crossed paths with any of the adjacent Vulf members. Like, I really wonder how influential that sphere is to him, because much like, you know, I always say Jack is showing us a scaffolding of how we can produce our own content. Like, he's showing us, like, it's all about the value you can bring to somebody. And if you can bring value to somebody, it's worth money. It's worth something. Like, and I think at its core, Cory is really taking that in his own way. And not just being a Vulf copy, even though a lot of his videos are.
Stylistically,
Right?
but not necessarily musically.
Like, the whole album doesn't hinge upon the Vulf aesthetic. But you can have a Trail Songs album, and the videos on YouTube could look Vulfy. But, and that's kind of like the connection between the Vulf sphere and Cory, right? Where it's like, you know, Cory's kind of going, you know, hey, you guys like Vulf? Come over here, you know, and it's Vulfy. But when you get to Cory land, it's not Vulfy at all.
Yeah. Especially
at
with
all
this
is
new
it weird.
style he did for these two albums. The
Right.
folk, it's more like a movie. It feels like a movie to me. It feels
Right.
like a movie.
It seems
score.
like he I think Jack does this too, but I think he sets out to accomplish an artistic goal. Yeah. And I think
He wanted to give us a feeling. He wanted to make us feel like we were outside in nature at night, at dusk, literally on the trail. That's what he wanted to accomplish with this specific album for Dusk. And I think he did it, like, especially Trailland, too, feels like a movie score to me. Like, it's just stunning.
yeah.
And, like, you just feel it. You're there.
We're in Act 3. the story has been resolved. It's that
Resolution.
last scene. Yeah, I hear
I
you.
would love for him to play these albums with an orchestra, especially Dusk. I mean, talk about an amazing performance. That'd be insane. This at the Hollywood Bowl, like with, I don't even know.
Yeah. Also, another thing to note too here is like the symphony and stuff like that. Like, also like we didn't know how good we had it before COVID.
I know.
Like we didn't know that. Hey, we could just like either pay or whatever Cory did to score that gig or that recording session with the orchestra. It was a thing that was in the realm of possibility. Like it wasn't a thing. Like even at the time, it was a thing that you didn't even think couldn't be like, you know what I mean? It's like there's symphonies, you know.
And then
but
now
it's-
live music doesn't even exist,
Yeah.
and an orchestra can't be together unless everyone's
Yeah.
tested
Yeah.
and everyone's 6 feet apart or whatever.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. That's
Try
what I'm
wearing
saying.
a
is, like,
mask while playing an instrument if it's a reed instrument.
Right.
I mean-
And like, good luck making another
Jeez.
orchestral album
Yeah.
through all this. You know, people blowing into a wind instrument, hundreds, like dozens of them next to each other. Yeah. Good luck.
Gosh, what a mess.
I don't know.
But
Anyway.
this album's really beautiful, and it with these two albums, Cory has released the long form content that we've been talking about here.
Let's hit it. Let's hit it. What's
Here's the
happening,
shtick.
YouTube? This is my first time going live on the
Oh.
tube. I need to know if this sounds weird. Oh, gotta mute this sucker.
This is actually our podcast.
All right.
Yep.
Just a
I think
hot
I'm
mess.
good. I think I'm good.
His first time live in July 10th.
All right.
And then he did, that one's for Dusk. And then for Dawn, he did another little long form content piece here. He made an intro.
Happening. Welcome to episode 2. I don't know if it's an episode, whatever. Today I'm talking about Western Winds featuring Sierra Hull. Tune that I just put out on my brand new record.
I love
Trail
his
Songs
dynamic mic.
Dawn.
I know.
If you're unfamiliar with this tune, here's a little snippet.
Maybe it's not dynamic. Shotgun mic.
Now, people ask me all the time, how do you put your songs together? How do you do your thing? How are you recording in the midst of a pandemic?
Yes.
Well, I recorded this tune in, I think, April, maybe March.
Wow.
The entire year is all one big blob. This tune started, like the majority of my tunes, as a little voice memo. An idea of me hanging out in my kitchen, playing my acoustic guitar, trying to write something that maybe someday will help my daughter have enough money to go to college. 1, 2, 3.
Wong Energy 1. Got that big Wong
That
energy.
big Wong energy. BWE.
I want that to be the title of this podcast so bad.
Big
Wong,
Wong
energy.
Wong's World 3. Big Wong,
Wong energy. Yeah, this just goes back to the creative process that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Those videos are really cool because you can. I love. He also mentions that I watched both of them.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he mentions, "This isn't my house. This isn't my gear. Don't go and buy this stuff. This is
Where
a
is he?
professional studio."
Oh, he's in a professional
yeah.
studio.
It's like
Okay.
down the. It's like in his
That's funny.
city or whatever.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He's like, "This is a company's place. Like I don't go and buy this stuff."
Love it. This one's my favorite from Dawn, by the way. I love the harmonica.
Ooh, yes.
That is so trail songs to me.
Yeah.
Makes me so happy. And again, movie score.
Yep. Definitely.
I'm gonna hit you up, Cory, when I make a movie.
Earrings, these earrings Tori's wearing right here,
I
the
planned
native feathers. I
This
love
is
it.
for Blackbird and for Bluebird. I planned these
Oh, for the
earrings
trail songs.
for trail songs and for the Wong world of it all, the big Wong energy. You have to bring the feather earrings for the Bluebird and the Blackbird.
So for there to be big Wong energy, there's got to be feathers.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe he likes a little tickle. I don't know.
I like the tickle.
All right. We have come to the best portion of the show. I think it's a fun portion of the show where we sit back and we laugh and we do
yes.
the good thing that is called Funny Funk.
Funny Funk. Are you guys ready for it?
Are you guys
Danny
ready
is.
to get into this? I am so excited.
Oh. Let's do it.
Somebody stop me.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge again.
Calling my name.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm at the
love
fridge
it.
again.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm gonna need a little help from you.
Please come get her.
I'm doing a little too much.
She doing too
I'm
much.
at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge again. She's at
I'm at the fridge again.
the fridge
Tell
again.
them again, y'all. Fridge.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge again.
I think it's time for my
Yeah.
snack,
She's at the
y'all.
fridge
But it's only
again.
been 2 minutes since the last visit.
She's at the fridge again.
2 minutes. That's so mean.
I don't know who is going to get this reference, but this reminds me so much of the gospel, names
Gospel?
from Hercules, the goddesses. Reminds me of the goddesses from Hercules. They all have different hairstyles, and she has all different bonnet styles for all the different.
Yeah, I think the reference may go to Danny Wood. Only
Yeah,
of our
maybe.
subscribers. Yeah,
Probably, but if you
but
get
he's
it,
the
you
most
get it.
Disney oriented of
Yeah,
our
true.
fan base. Yeah. Other than you. Oh my lord. Oh. Dig it. I own that shirt too. Oh no, a different one.
We love quarantine pandemic music. Shaker.
I dig it a lot.
Carlos.
He actually ordered a pizza.
Yeah.
I really dig it. Very Jack Stratton.
Very. I love how he had to
The foggy
tighten his
glasses.
mask because his mask was so long.
Yeah.
He has little like loops. Oh my gosh. We have the
I love
opposite
it.
problem with our masks. They're too small.
Yeah.
Oh
Funny
gosh.
funk. I'm digging it.
This is just a cute one from the pack.
Yeah, cool. Mom says wait for the moment. Gone home and went to bed. While the other kids still outside. I don't feel tired when I sleep, so I snuggle up in my sheet and wait for a brighter day. I'll wait for tomorrow with only my best friends. People I like, but I don't love. I know I'm too loud. school is what we have to do. It's hard to make a point while living so loud. Ooh, boy. Got to get my friends excited about not being invited.
He likes that
I
part.
say
He really likes that part.
that's an opportunity to listen and out and smile. Ooh, it was so nice to get a call. Yeah, I'm into stuff. You're into stuff. Ooh, let's make plans. Yeah, I'm a private kind of guy, and you a private
beautiful.
girl.
I know, isn't he great?
I
just thought that one was really cute.
That's really cute.
Our last two are really extra, really.
I'm ready for
We're
it.
really here, and this is the Funny Funk Prime, and yeah.
This is the mantra of the Funny Funk. Oh my God. Oh, it's Cardi B. Oh my gosh.
Hold on, I'm happy ducking
Okay, let me
with
get
all
my
tea.
headphones properly on here. Let's see this
Oh my
hoe.
god, her claws are insane, by the way. Okay.
Government, let me tell y'all motherfuckers something. I don't know what the fuck this coronavirus is about. I don't understand how that shit was from Wuhan, China. Now all of a sudden this shit is on motherfucking tour. And let me tell y'all something. I ain't even gonna front. A bitch is scared. And a lot of you motherfuckers think it's a joke. Like I was thinking, right? Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus. Coronavirus. I'm telling you, shit is real. Shit is getting real. Woo! Bitch, I'm
She got an ass on her, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
I told you you need
Never
to watch
really saw
WAP.
that ass.
I told you you need to watch
Oh, I
WAP.
don't need to watch any of that. That's going to undo all my meditation.
All right, let's get into it.
I will watch Ben Shapiro's analysis of WAP.
What up, motherfucker? So let me tell you how the fucking let me tell you how a bitch was on the motherfucking Chinese news.
Is that
Now,
a deep
bitch, I
fake?
don't know what the fuck they was talking about. They
Is that a
probably-
deep fake or did she lose a lot of weight?
This?
Yeah. Is that her?
Shit looks, I don't know.
It looks like a deep fake. It looks like a face was pasted on her
Girl,
face.
I don't know. All these celebrities got a new body every goddamn day. I can't keep up with it. Kourtney Kardashian or Khloe Kardashian one day.
I'm confused.
She's looking like a mammoth. The next day she looks like a supermodel, like
Hit the
Bella
C more.
Hadid
Hit the C more on that shit.
on this beach.
Sorry.
No.
Wow. It looks like a deep fake. It looks like a fitness model with Cardi B's
I
face.
think he takes this from her Instagram, so I don't know.
That's weird. Maybe I guess it's
Probably think I'm a fucking scientist or something, but I don't give a fuck. Anyways,
It is her.
spread the word. Don't spread the germs, bitch. Bye.
maybe it's just the angle.
Yeah, that's actually sound advice.
Oh, well,
we have
thank
made
you guys.
it to the end here, folks.
We have, and my I thought my mic was falling, but
I want to thank you for joining us today. For
apologies.
he just broke his mic.
Didn't mean to.
Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Wong's World, specifically Wong's World 3. I want to ask you to please hit the subscribe button below. Follow our Instagram, The
Yes.
Conscious Club Podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Victoria's Magic Art. Follow. That's it.
Yeah, you can follow me at Indy Fawcett.
If you feel like it, he
feel like
barely
it.
posts
I'm a-
ever.
Well,
he never
I'm,
posts.
I'm devising a plan to become a public figure, so
Oh.
there may be some posting in the future here.
Holy ass. Okay. Well, look out for that.
Yeah. Well,
He's coming to snatch everyone's wigs. He's now going to be the new beauty influencer on Insta.
I'm going to be a hat influencer. You just watch.
Oh, shit. Cool.
Taking that scare to a whole new level. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the Conscious
Thank you for
Podcast.
watching.
The number one podcast of Vulfpeck. And we love you.
We love you. Have a good one.
See ya.
Flying is one that you already know. You already know. Staring up at the ceiling won't get you higher than 3 feet above your bed. Above your bed. Seems your dreams got you reeling. Aren't they supposed to get you moving instead? You say you're scared to fly, but you've been chasing open skies, and you might lose your way from time to time. You can stay here and justify all the days waiting in your life, or you can be your own amateur pilot.
Hey everybody, Indy here, and thanks for watching the Conscious Club podcast. Please be advised that this is a fan-made podcast. Even though we would love nothing more, we are not associated with Vulfpeck, Vulf Records LLC, Vulf Productions Inc, or any associated acts tied to the greater Vulf umbrella. We do this show out of love, not for monetary gain. We simply wanted an outlet like this to exist, so we made it happen, and I hope that's okay. Thanks for watching, and always remember, fee fi fo fum.